Aloha everybody and welcome to the final part of Sonic Rivals. We are now at Act 2 of Meteor Base, still playing with Sonic. This time around we've run into Shadow, and now Shadow's gonna go and help us out because, well, it's not fun being rivals anymore. Now we gotta team up because, you know, Eggman Nega is going to turn the planet into a card like a fucking crazy bastard. Did Shadow just activate that fan with fire? Did he shoot fire out of his crotch? Or was that a chaos sphere? How did that work? Whatever. I'm not going to question it. I really do enjoy Meteor Base, though. It's a very fun final level. It doesn't have any, like, crazy Death Egg gravity switching gimmicks, but it does have some neat little teleportation and fans and stuff that make it a very unique, very fun level. You can play this level in challenge mode with an opponent rival, so this can be played with two players or an AI opponent. But in the story mode, you're always alone because that's just how the plot goes. This game does have a whole bunch of other extras. I've already mentioned the fact that certain cards you unlock will get you certain costume pieces, but also there's a whole bunch of challenges, and challenges basically, they give you like 3 different difficulties of the challenges, like easy, normal, and hard, and basically it's like they just sort of keep adding how much you have to do in the level as for the difficulty. Like in easy mode, you have to hit your rival 2 times with a power-up, let's say, and then in normal mode, you have to hit your rival 4 times with a power-up, and then in hard mode, you have to hit your rival 6 times with a power-up, you know, stuff like that. And basically, every time you complete an objective, you get a card. So, you know, you can get, like, if you're really good at it and you get all 5 objectives done, you can get 5 cards in one game. And again, the cards always seem to be randomized for me. I haven't found that doing specific challenges unlocks specific cards. I mean, you just saw in Part 4, I unlocked Metal Sonic's Jester Suit. You know, I've played this game before, I've beaten this game before, and I've beaten Meteor Base Act 1 plenty of times, but that was the first time I ever got that card, which unlocked Metal Sonic's Jester Suit, so I don't know what to tell you. Every character has 3 costumes, and actually you can actually mix and match accessories. Like, you literally have 3 different versions of costume that you're unlocking. I unlocked the Metal Sonic's Jester Suit, but he has, like, Jester feet. He has Jester gloves as well. Each character has gloves, a torso, and shoes, basically. And you can customize and mix and match any of those 3 costume pieces to have your character looking the way you want them to look. So that's pretty cool, you know? I like some of them. They're pretty fun. Again, there's going to be an extra video for this, and I don't have all the costumes, but I am going to show off what I have. Mainly because, again, the cards feel very randomized, and, you know, I don't play this that often, so fuck yourself. But again, this is the gimmick with these teleporter things. I have to jump into the teleporters to get to my destination, so here I have to jump in the middle of the loop to jump into that teleporter, which will take me to the goal ring. Again, it's very simple. I had 44 seconds to spare, and I made it no problem, but that's how that cookie crumbles. I S-rank Meteor Base no problem when I have no enemy to worry about. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on to the final boss of the game. Eggman's trying to escape in that rocket with the giant camera on it.
You're too late, Sonic! I've already gathered enough energy to take a picture of the entire planet! Once I put this final card through my energy transfer device, the world will be mine! Nice knowing you, Sonic! Oh!
That's Amy's card! I totally forgot about her! I love that. I love that relationship. So fun. So funny. He totally forgot Amy was captured by Eggman. Anywho, folks, this is the final boss of the game. Once again, your rival during this boss fight is Metal Sonic. He is not going to attack the boss himself. Why would he? Basically, you're just on a giant lawn spaceship that's flying through outer space, right? And you have to get through all these obstacles. There's like an electric wall thing that pops up. There's like an air current thing that blows you and tries pushing you back. You eventually come up to this one shooter that shoots icicles and encases you in a block of ice and stuff, and a whole bunch of cannons shooting missiles at you. Again, there are rings everywhere, and the rings respawn, so you don't really have to worry about dying too much. But you do have to beat this boss in time, because there is a time limit. So I have 2 minutes and 20 seconds to kill the boss. You basically have to just get all the way to the end and jump on the very last thing that's there. And usually it's a turret, but when you get to the end, it's going to be Eggman Nega's Eggmobile. And you basically hit the turrets twice, a section of the ship breaks off, and then you just keep doing this. And my strategy has always just been just bum rushing, the entire thing. I get hit a lot during this boss fight, and, I accept that. I'm never going to pull off a no-hit run of this boss. Maybe some people can do it, but I'm not that talented. And, it doesn't take off that many rings. I just let whatever can hit me, and I just keep pushing forward and jumping and moving right, and eventually I get to the end and I hit whatever is there. So with 6 hits, all the turrets are gone, and now we're on the last section of the ship. So now we just have one little Eggmobile to destroy, and the world will be spared. Its horrible fate of being turned into a card, which is just silly. Then again, I'm not complaining that this is plot silly. I love when the plot's silly. I'm just saying it's right up there with Sonic Labyrinth, where Dr. Eggman decided to put slowdown shoes on Sonic's feet. It's really silly. Again, I just let all the ice shit hit me. I don't really care about being a professional. I still got the S rank anyway, because just as long as you kill him fast enough, you're really not in any, worry of losing this fight. But booyah! That was the final boss, ladies and gentlemen. That was Eggman Nega, beaten once and for all. A booyah! So that's Sonic Rivals. And we just saved Amy Rose, who apparently is really dizzy and doesn't know what the hell's been going on. You fought to save me? Yeah, I can't do female voices at all. My voice is just too deep. Never ask me to do a female voice, because that's just going to be the worst thing ever. Tails, didn't Eggman have other cards with him when he split? Basically, Sonic doesn't want to hang around with Amy because, he hates Amy. He just does not want to be near her, ever. And that is the ending. That's it. Just cuts to the credits, and that's it. Credits roll, story's over. However, if you're playing as the other 3 characters, the ending would be a little bit different, so I'm going to show them off, why not, just so you can get some resolution on their plot lines. Once again, Sonic and Knuckles never actually discover that Eggman is actually Eggman Nega. It's weird, right? It's like they go through the entire game and they never know that the guy turning everything into cards, the person who brought Angel Island from the future to the present, was Eggman Nega. So it's kind of weird. But Knuckles defeats Dr. Eggman Nega. I finally got the Master Emerald back. I'll use it to send Onyx Island back where it belongs in the future. Because if you missed that, I didn't really comment on it, but it was said at some point. But Angel Island in the future is called Onyx Island. I don't know why. And he's going to treasure hunt for some more cards, because that's what Knuckles does. Silver comes from an alternate future where Sonic 06 didn't have a fire monster destroying everything. And it seems like this ending and the beginning of the game sort of implied that Silver has his own little time machine, or at least he has a method of going back to the future whenever he wants. So, I don't know how the technology of Silver's new future is. Apparently they have cameras that can turn people into cards, so it must be super advanced and technologically crazy. I mean, if it could send Silver to the present, and there are cards that cameras that turn people into cards, I don't know. Looks like he lost control of his machine and got turned into a card himself. As soon as I collect the other cards and take care of Eggman Nega's mess, I'll head back to the future. This time frame will be fine, so long as they're around. Those blue and black hedgehogs certainly are brave. Yes, they are, Silver. Yes, they are. And now for Shadows. This is why Eggman Nega is impersonating Eggman this entire game, and it's quite interesting if I do say so myself.
It took you long enough to get here, Shadow!
You, why are you trying to change the future?
I'm here to change my destiny. I come from a long line of brilliant scientists, but that lineage was disrupted with Dr. Eggman's failures. As a result, I have been denied my destiny as the world has refused to recognize my brilliance. So by removing Dr. Eggman's life and failed attempts at success, I will alter our family history forever. Now enough of this chit-chat.
Oh my god. Dr. Eggman just has a string of failures? He sullies and ruins the Robotnik name for the rest of time? I don't know how to feel about that. I don't believe you. Dr. Eggman has to win at some point. He has to. He's lying. He's lying. Eggman Nega's making excuses. Yeah, he blames his own failures on the past. He's a pussy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh god. Anywho. This game does not have a final story. It does not have a true story. This is it. You beat the game with somebody, that's it. Every ending sort of implies that they all are going to like look for the other cards like at the end of the adventure, but as far as I know, collecting all of the cards in the game doesn't change the ending at all. So it's just this thing that's like, hey, you may have beaten the game, but remember, you can go back and play the challenge modes and stuff and find more cards. Wink, wink, wink. And again, the only real good thing the cards do is give you alternate costumes for the characters. So, you know, again, no final story, no real reward as far as I know for collecting all the cards other than the costumes. So, yeah, it's pretty underwhelming. I think the problem with the story with Sonic Rivals is, again, the still frame static picture route, because like even like the 16-bit Sonic 2 had, you know, a proper ending where, you know, the Death Egg explodes and Sonic falls and Tails goes into his plane and catches him. That is so much more engaging than just still pictures of the people standing around going, well, the day is saved, cut to credits, you know. It just seemed like they should have had... Again, I don't know how much time they had to work on Sonic Rivals. I just wish they made actual cutscenes for this game, or just something, you know, some kind of end sequence, but I digress. I know I've bitched about Sonic Rivals gameplay mechanics here and there, but I'm not saying... Again, I just want to stress, it's not a bad game. It's not a horrible, oh wow, look how far Sonic has fallen type scenario. It is a perfectly fine game. And I'm sure people in the comments will tell you that they enjoyed their experience more than I, and that it's fantastic. And I'm not going to take that away from you guys. If you like Sonic Rivals, I hope this playthrough was entertaining for you guys. I'm just saying, for me, it's kind of bland and forgettable. This game does have a sequel, also on the PSP. You're not going to guess the name of it. It's Sonic Rivals 2. I know, shocking. Sonic Rivals 2? Where'd they come up with that? Anyway. I do have Sonic Rivals 2, and I will be getting to that eventually in the Sonic chronological, you know, stuff. But it is not the next Sonic game that came out. So I will get to Sonic Rivals 2 one day. It's not going to be next, though. Oh, I thought of another compliment I can give this game. You know what else I like about Sonic Rivals? The enemies die in one hit. I know that sounds silly and trivial if you've played the previous game, like the previous classic games only, and you never touched a lot of the 3D ones. But that's a big problem with the Dark Age of Sonic, which so many of those games did, was they gave enemies health bars. And while I didn't mind it in Heroes and Shadow, other games, not so much. I did mind it. But Rivals? No. You jump into an egg pond, it dies. One hit. Booyah. All you had to do is kick it once, it would explode. The levels don't go on for 10 minutes. They don't go on for 5 minutes even. Levels are short, it's fast. So, you know, Sonic Rivals is pretty competent. It had the foundation to be a really great game. But again, it's just the gimmick itself of having to race a rival. Not my cup of tea. That's really my only big problem with the series, you know? If if Backbone Entertainment had tried to make a more traditional Sonic game where you weren't racing anybody, it was just more about platforming, and maybe they had special stages and Chaos Emeralds, I think they could have come out with a really decent video game, possibly rivaling that of the Sonic Rush series. So, you know, that's my opinion on this game. But as I said before, chronologically, Sonic Rivals 2 is not next. The next game that I'm going to be taking a look at is the Nintendo Wii's Sonic and the Secret Rings. In development around 2006, finally came out January or February of 2007. Supposed to be, you know, one of the early video games for the Wii. The first one to incorporate motion controls into Sonic, and it's interesting. I'm doing a playthrough of it, but I will say that it's indeed one of the lesser Sonic games. It definitely belongs in the dark age of Sonic, and I really struggle to wonder if it's my second least favorite or third least favorite Sonic game behind Sonic 06. I really don't like Secret Rings at all. I really don't like it. But, you know, Sonic and the Secret Rings will be next. And also, I am going to actually take a look at Sega Superstars for the PlayStation 2, because at some point, after Sonic Advance 3, that game came out, but I didn't have it, and I didn't have an iToy, but I have those things now. So, you're probably going to see a Let's Look at that sometime in the future. Also, an extra video of Sonic Rivals showing off the costumes and stuff, so there's more to see with this game, but we're pretty much done with Sonic Rivals. That's been a long-ass credit sequence. My phone is ringing. I don't know if you can hear it. I probably have to answer it, but the videos are ending anyway, so, I'll let it go to voicemail. Anywho, I am the Great Clement, folks. This has been Sonic Rivals. It's been fun. Toodles.
Wait, I never win? I ruin the Robotnik name? And then I have a pissant, terrible, dumbass grandson who tries to turn the world into a card? Son of a bitch!